Hello. Welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for Capricorn, wherever Capricorn shows up for you. I just think that it's like, I did not actually plan this, but it just occurred to me because I was doing some work and it just occurred to me, duh, that today is the day that Pluto moves out of Capricorn for the rest of our lives. Oh, thank fuck. Wherever Capricorn, again, wherever Capricorn is for you, whether it's your rising sign, your sun, your moon, if you have any other planets in there, Pluto would have been doing some type of something with those things over the last, 16 years? Capricorn is my 7th house. So let me just tell you, in 2008, I had friends. I had a boyfriend. I had people, 7th houses, other people, relationships, whatever. I was working for this guy who was absolutely terrible. The most vile human being I've ever met in my life. But over the next 16 years, here we are now. And I have very few friends. But also, like, they're the ride or dies, right? Like, they're the real ones. I got married and divorced within that cycle. That actually happened really, really fast. I got married and then literally my divorce date was a year and 1 day later. And yeah, so, I'm excited. I'm excited to see, what the next 19 years is going to bring. I saw like a couple videos. Anyway, whatever. Okay. I'm not talking about me. Okay. Anyway, so Pluto moving out of Capricorn, wherever that has been for you, I really do hope that it has had beneficial impacts on you however that roller coaster went. If it was a roller coaster, I do hope that truly at the end of this transit today, you can look back and be like, wow, I feel like such a different person from 2008. Granted, if you were like super young in 2008, you may not have really kind of noticed those things, which, is understandable. Maybe at some point in your life, you'll look back and be like, oh yeah, okay, I can see, how that affected me. And also after your reading, I'm going to do the Aquarius reading. So, it's just kind of funny that, like I said, it just kind of dawned on me that I was like, oh shit, it's November 19th. Pluto is officially moving out of the house for the last time. I think it's a little bit later this afternoon though. I thought I saw it was like 3:20 something, Eastern time. But okay. So otherwise, I hope you're doing okay. After I said all of that, one of the things that I didn't say was I would love if you subscribed to the channel. I am so close. I mean, literally like maybe 9 subscriptions away from being at 1,000. And that just seems like, I was going to say a goal, but it seems like a milestone actually to me. So I would love it if you subscribe to the channel and help me get there. Be one of those 9 people. So let me shuffle these a bunch of times. We're not taking the jumpers, but we are doing a 3-card spread, the current energy, what's leaving, and what is coming in. And then we will clarify each one of those cards with another card for Capricorn. Okay. That feels good. So, current energy, we have the Page of Cups. Love that. What's leaving is the 8 of Earth. Also love that. What's coming in, temptation or the devil. Bro, look at this. This is Capricorn, right? This is the devil. That is a Capricorn card. I love that. I love that. I feel like that's all that it means. Like, it's like literally what's coming in, you are. Like, I'm in the house. I love that. And this bite mark here is actually in the shape of a heart, which I've never noticed before. I love that, you know, there's this open chest with coins coming out of it. Anyway, I mean, we'll talk about it. But to clarify the Page of Water, we have the 10 of Earth for current energy. We have the 9 of Wands with the 8 of Pentacles for what is leaving. Love that. And then we have the Queen of Wands for what's coming in. Beautiful. Oh, I'm just going to sit here with this for a second, actually. Dudes. Truly, this is just, I wish I could just like transmute or whatever the word is for like giving you the sense of the feeling that I have right now, because this just, it feels so freeing. And you know, like I was saying before, you know, just recognizing some level of transformation within yourself. And even if it's not necessarily like at the forefront of your mind, or even if it's not necessarily obvious because you're like, look, a lot of shit has happened over the last 16 years, right? Like, I'm still unpacking some of those things or getting used to or calibrating or, you know, whatever it is, right? Like if you're not looking at it in terms of transformation, at one point you will. And maybe this is even too just an invitation to do that. Like, I literally felt like as I was sitting here, because I mean, I probably only sat here for like 30-45 seconds. I just like, I felt sat. Like I am grounded here. Like there's this readiness. So let's just get started. Like, we start with the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups, first of all, cups, water, intuition, emotion. That's the word that I'm like, okay, none of those are the words that I actually really wanted to say, but okay, they wanted to come out. So, okay, they just kind of like cut in line to get there. But cups have to do with our emotions. Like, how do we feel about things? How do we even process our emotions, right? Like, how do we express our emotions? How do we feel about our lives? How do we feel about the people in our lives, about what we're doing? It's all like heart chakra. It's all the emotional body too. And I also love that this is the only card that is a water card. So it's kind of like, and it's a page. So it's newer. There's more openness. There's more, they're usually depicted like childlike. I always call pages the apprentices, right? Because they do have that childlike, you know, energy to them of just being curious, being imaginative, really trusting their gut too, because I feel like kids are a lot better at trusting their intuition. And then it just kind of gets like conditioned out of us, right? Because life and just the way that we're raised, you know, like it just kind of, we start to be pushed against or going against our own intuition. So again, with the Page of Cups, there's this imaginative, creative, again, even just connecting to your intuition, like you could be, and this is the current energy, so you could be really feeling a different level, maybe even like discovering how it is that you hear it, right? You know, like there's all those different clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. And I feel like let's just touch on them for a quick second because they're coming up. I can't even tell you the last time I even talked about these things. So anyway, let me just run through them really quick. Clairvoyance is clear seeing, right? I'm just gonna read off of this thing because it's easier to do it that way. Clear seeing. It is what happens in your third eye. The third eye is your sixth chakra. It is where we experience clairvoyance. Okay, I mean, like I feel like that just kind of repeated itself. With clairaudience, it's clear hearing. You hear messages with your ears. That could also, too, be through music or just hearing something. It could even be hearing yourself talking out loud. I feel like for me, it's I connect a little bit more with clairaudience. And then there's clear sentience, which is clear feeling. So that's when you feel sensations in your body that match something that is going on in your life. I feel that too. And clear knowing. That's when you just know something to be true, even though you didn't see it, hear it, or feel it. You just know it. Whoa, what's this one? Clear alliance? Clear alliance? Clear smelling. It's the fifth clair, not as common. I didn't even know about that one, so that's interesting. But I mean, and again, like you could connect to one of those very strongly. You can connect to many of those, but even just going back to that too. And it's paired with the 10 of Pentacles. So there's this sense of being grounded, right? Because you are like the earthiest earth sign, right? So and I love that there is this earth that is prominent throughout the reading also. But the 10 of Pentacles talks about legacy. It talks about generational wealth. It talks about, success, reaching a point of having enough for yourself, but also being able to take care of other people, whether that be your family, whether that be, your community, whatever it is, right? And I love that these two are paired together too, because it's, following your intuition. It is almost too like reconnecting with your creativity, exploring that a bit more, however that is for you too, right? Because I keep like getting this feeling of like, it may not look the same way that it does for other people. And it's also like even having a sense of acceptance with that, and almost probably even preferring that. And it's like whatever it is, there is success behind it. There is legacy behind it. Even too, because again, like, and we'll move on after because I feel like I could get stuck in these two cards and just talk forever. But in this depiction of the Page of Water, this is a child here, right? So, that could be inner child work. It could be even just the, if this transit started when you were a younger person. Obviously, all of us were younger when this transit started in 2008, right? But and it could just be obviously the illustration of that. But then being in this 10 of Pentacles as an older person, more grounded. I also want to point out, I know we haven't quite gotten to the Devil card yet, but look how there's this treasure chest here. I hope you can see that. And it's here too. It's in the Temptation card. Whatever that symbolizes for you too, because it doesn't have to, obviously Pentacles do talk about our money. They talk about how we get it, how we spend it, how we save it. But also, Pentacles talk about our time. How are we investing our time? Where are we spending our time? It's our physical body and our health, right? It could also be like, where are we physically showing up in our lives? It's literally anything tangible, but also anything that we place worth and value in. So this is just, a visual representation of that. But of course, it can be whatever and however that fits in with you. And then what's leaving, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Fire, or the Nine of Wands. And it's like feeling like you're putting in a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and either not getting much return or not getting very far, whatever, the situation is. Because the Eight of Pentacles talks about putting in work. It's repetition. It's practice making perfect, right? Like it's understanding that we need to focus our time, our attention, our resources into a thing in order to master it. Even reading tarot, right? Like there's studying that goes along with it. Just the meaning of 78 different cards. And then being able to, like just putting in the time and the practice to pull spreads and start putting stories together, because that's what it is, right? I mean, it's storytelling. And also connecting with your intuition and trusting the message that is coming through you, as an example, right? So with the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Wands is like the wounded warrior. Wands have to do with action. It's the motivation behind the actions that we take, creativity, passion. How are we communicating those things? What actions are we taking towards those things? I also see Wands as being information by way of experience, because that's what we get by trying things. We figure out what works, what doesn't work, what do we like, what don't we like, what stays, what goes, right? And the only way to figure those things out is by trying them. And then we gain the experience and we gain the lessons, we gain the wisdom, the knowledge, the information, right? But that can be exhausting. Like it really can be sometimes. And of course, two perspective is huge. But with this pair, it's again, the things that you have been really putting your time, your energy, your resources into. And, if it feels like you're just kind of like not necessarily seeing the reward of your effort or seeing the fruits of your labor, right? That is what is leaving. And also not for nothing, because again, it's all information. Now right? All of the stuff all those lessons, all those things that you've tried, all that work that you've put in, like what you're made of, what works for you, or you have a better sense of that. I know there's a new confidence, because we have the Queen of Wands over here. So we go from the Nine of Wands to the Queen. It's like literally it's taking all of that stuff, whether it's something that happened in the last couple weeks, the last couple days, the last couple months, or the last however many years. It really is like accepting that as wisdom. And then, like I said, what's coming in is the Temptation card and the Queen of Wands. Now, again, right, Devil card. The Devil card generally talks about obsessions, toxic attachment, addiction, illusions. It's like ball and chain. It's kind of like the things that control us, right? Which could be a thought pattern, a behavior pattern. It could, of course, be an addiction. Whether that addiction is to a substance or to numbing yourself out or distraction or, whatever the case may be. However, I don't feel like that is actually the message of this card. I honestly, genuinely, 100%. And of course, if you are dealing with any of those things that I just talked about with the Devil card, this would be saying then that the energy would be available for you to manage that, to work through it, to really like find your confidence to move past it, especially with the Queen of Wands. It could also even be because I just heard in my head about not being a workaholic or not giving so much away to whatever it is, right? It's like not surrendering so much of your power to something if it is like, a habit, an addiction, and just kind of, instead of being passive, like instead of being like I have no control over it, it's literally being like, I do have more control than I believe or used to believe that I did. And again, right, because this bite mark is in the shape of a heart that looks like there's a mandala in there. This treasure chest is open. This person is sleeping on top of the apple now. So there's like this feeling of rest. I feel like, maybe if it would have been any other reading except for Capricorn, then I would have been like, oh. But I really truly just think that this is the Capricorn card, right? And I really do think that's why the Devil card came out, because it is just this message about you stepping out, you stepping up, you claiming, your power, and just being free, again, of like this big transformative energy. And with the Queen of Wands to me is always confident, expressive, not to mention actually, we can see in this Queen of Wands that the fire light is creating a heart here also. I don't know what the symbol is in the middle. If you know what it is, mention it in the comments. But so it's interesting that there's these two cards that both have a symbol of the heart here. And the first card that came out is the Page of Cups. Again, heart chakra, heart. Also, queens to me are when we embody the energy of the suit ourselves. We recognize the energy within ourselves. We learn to work with it. We learn to master it. That's when we can move on to the king, right? So this is very personal. It is very much about you standing up straighter, expressing yourself more authentically, whether that is just, sharing your truth, or, it could be the way that you dress. It could be the way that you wear makeup, it could be whatever it is, but it is very personal and very you learning to like connect with and master working with yourself and even the element of fire. I love this. I absolutely am obsessed with this. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.